Yeah, no, it's need to build a little bit of momentum and win them the way we have been winning. So we knew today was going to be a different type of game. It was going to be a real grind, and the score at half time more or less said that. I was particularly pleased. I think we sort of grounded out a little bit in the first half, and it was probably more self-inflicted. We were a little bit tardy with the ball at times and in good field position and giving it away. But in saying that, they addressed it at half-time. I think that side were pretty good in the second half with the ball, but more pleasingly enough to keep South to one try, and to finish off the way we did was particularly pleasing.
There's the try-saving tackle from Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, I think it was a real big turning point. Yeah, particularly, again, I think it came off one of our errors, and it sort of just shows and it sort of reflects the determination. Our scramble's been particularly good all year, so we certainly needed it then.
So much has been said about his future. I mean, would you imagine the club?
What are you trying to say, Josh? Just say it, mate. Just say it. Just say it. What are you trying to say? I was running along with 4 questions before we got around to it. Mate, we're in negotiation with the young man. As I said on last week, it's very positive and things are progressing. You should go and talk to the NRL and ask them to give us a salary cap. Yeah. That'd make it a lot much easier. Yeah, no, not anymore. Next question, move on. No, you can. Go on, mate. What's your question? What is it?
Can you imagine what the club would be like without him? Like, he's such a heartbeat, he's so much energy.
Well, yeah, it's that type of player he is, mate. Yeah, and he's a big part of what we're about. His brand is pretty important because that's how the side plays. There you go.
Perfect.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, we're working on it.
What did you James play with Josh Reynolds? He was great out there tonight again.
Yeah, he was. I got asked before about the turning point of the game, and I totally forgot about that try save, which was just pure quality from him and one of the Morris boys. I don't know which one it was.
Bimos.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. So those two to get back to
I think.
Yeah. That's huge. That's the difference. I genuinely think that might have been the difference today. And then you look at some of the other stuff he did. That to chase his own kick. If that's some of these halves that people talk about, it's on the highlight reels, forever, and they'll be talking about how great they are. That for me was, such a huge inspirational play. Kick, chase it, score a try, never give up attitude in both defence and attack. You've seen that today from him.
Des, can I ask about you? Obviously brought the hooker off midway through the first half of the year back on. Just what you were sort of your thoughts there.
Yeah, I was saying to the man beside you there pre-game that it just gives us a little bit more versatility in that, particularly with injury, but also the HIA, with the head rule now. Last year, we're having the shuffle players around. It was usually poor old Jacko that was being moved to centre or being moved out to wing. I think the first game he finished out on playing on the wing against the Roosters a couple of weeks ago. So it just gives us a little bit more flexibility where we need to move players. And like Moses can play centre, he can play half. He played hooker today. And last week we had a head injury, and Brad Abbey went off, and it's great when you can move a player like Bimos back to fullback. So it just gives us a little bit more strike around there. It just gives us a little bit better balance. If we get an injury later on in the game, Alicia can always come back on. Mo can move somewhere else, and Alicia can even play Lockett if he has to. So it's just a better balance.
Would you start him at 9?
Who's that?
Moses.
Oh, he can. He started at 9 before. In the grand final, I think it was. Yeah.
What happened out there with George and Aiden? Was there anything that?
Was it slap? It wasn't slap.
I don't know. I think it's just part of the game. You know what I mean? Just is what it is when you play in the middle. That sort of stuff sometimes goes down, and you just not. Well, you not even handbags anymore, is it? It's just get on with it, like.
Did he actually connect?
Don't know, you'd have to ask Gabe and Solomon. I don't know. It's just, what happens when people run in. It's just